Despite common belief, a leader is not born, but is forged through hardships and struggle like a diamond through coal. One of the major things that can help in developing the mindset of a leader is leadership books. As they say, readers are leaders. They help to understand how a leader is supposed to act in certain situations. However, this saying is only applicable if the book actually has the power to influence the reader. Leadership books are a great read if you want to think like a leader. But attaining that mindset does not mean killing your brain cells due to boredom, which is bound to happen if you pick something that is written in textbook style. Instead of rotting your brain by reading those, you can actually find some that will be enjoyable and mind-stimulating, as well as teach you valuable lessons. I have read many leadership books that stood out from the rest, and were actually helpful as well as interesting. The ones shared in the video are hands down some of the best leadership books you will find. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and share. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to never miss an update. Links to the books are given in the description below. Number 10. A Hard Thing About Hard Things by Ben Horowitz. Being the co-founder of one of the venture capital firms, Ben Horowitz has his feet dipped in many things. From an engineering student to an investor and CEO, the man has got years of experience, and all of the lessons learned have been wrapped up in his book. The Hard Thing About Hard Things is a great read, as the author has based it on his own journey and navigation through life. He has shared his journey of getting his company up and running, and all that he faced during and after it. This book also teaches valuable lessons on how to make tough calls, and stick to the decisions that are hard to make. These two qualities are quite important if a person wants to succeed in life. The humorous tone of the author makes it easy to read this book without yawning every 5 minutes. Not to mention the fact that the author has paid attention to every small detail that can help an entrepreneur succeed also makes this a great addition to your to-be-read list. Number 9. The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John C. Maxwell. Dr. John C. Maxwell is one of the most respected and known leadership experts across the globe. The man delivers speeches to government leaders and owners of big companies, and has written many books on different aspects of leadership. One of his best-selling books is The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. This book is basically an insight into the world of leadership. Dr. Maxwell has shared all the knowledge that he acquired in more than 30 years in words that are easy to digest for every reader. The 21 major laws of leadership that he has shared do not only include points on succeeding, but he has also added his own mistakes that taught him valuable lessons. Best of all, these 21 laws cover every kind of situation that a person might face. Many readers felt like the book only focused on pointing out what to do, instead of adding how to do it. But I believe when you know exactly what to do, that is a step towards success. All in all, this book is a great read. Number 8. Leaders Eat Last by Simon Sinek. Simon Sinek has been called a visionary on countless occasions for his optimism. The man only has one goal: to inspire people. While he has many accomplishments under his belt, his book Leaders Eat Last is the best of all. This book has everything that a company owner needs to not only have a flourishing business, but also keep their employees happy. Simon has highlighted a very important point, that the quality of a great leader is getting everyone to do what he wants them, and follow in his footsteps. He provided a very straightforward answer to the question that when you have an idea, how do you get people on board with your idea? Rather than bore readers with boring terms or build suspense that will lead to nothing, Simon has used a very straightforward tone in this book. Moreover, his addition of inspiring stories that he has witnessed further urges the readers to take the right step. Number 7. The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. A Leadership Fable by Patrick Lencioni. Patrick Lencioni is a man who has made a significant impact with not just his words but also his ideas. One of the best-selling authors of the New York Times with his amazing books, this man also happens to be a speaker as well as a president of the Table Group. One of his best works is The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, a leadership fable. This book is quite eye-opening, as instead of pointing out the obvious things every leader should do, Patrick has highlighted the top 5 mistakes most leaders make unknowingly. He has gone into quite detail about each one of the 5 behavioral mistakes that can turn a person into a bad leader, and then provided solutions on how to overcome each one. The best part is that he has imparted all that knowledge in the tale of Catherine Peterson, who is the CEO of Decision Tech. Therefore, instead of zoning out or falling asleep, the story of Catherine will keep readers glued to the book. Number 6. Dare to Lead by Brené Brown. From social work to management studies, Dr. Brené Brown has nailed many things in her life. One of her greatest accomplishments also happens to be being a brilliant writer, which takes us to the book of hers we're discussing today. Dare to Lead is an amazing book for those who think they lack the skills to lead a team. This book teaches the qualities of a great leader that a person needs to adapt into their personality if they want the title. The author has explained how a person can find their inner courage that can help them lead a team in an exemplary way. One of the major reasons why her words hit their mark is that she has backed them up with years of extensive research and her experience of being a leadership coach. This book also offers strategies along with examples that can help the reader plenty in terms of being courageous and hence being a good leader. Number 5. Drive by Daniel Tate Pink. The name of Daniel Tate Pink is associated with 6 amazing books that have not only earned him recognition across the globe, but also gotten him multiple awards. The author's thought-provoking words combined with his tons of writing make it so much easy to read his books in a single go. Drive is one of the most loved books of Daniel. As the name of the book shows, this book is about motivation and how it affects one's leadership skills. In this book, Daniel has basically canceled the most used method for motivation, called the carrot and stick approach. The author has then pointed out the 3 main elements behind true motivation, and he has backed them up with his years of research in the field. Drive basically teaches how you can use the 3 major elements of motivation and apply them to your team to see better results and a happy and loyal team. Drive is an ideal book for those leaders who struggle to get people on board with their plans or achieve the desired results. Number 4. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. Stephen R. Covey is famous for his thought-provoking books, but there is a book of his that is at a whole new level. The man also pursued his career as a professor along with writing amazing books. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is one of those books that shook everyone who read it. There is no horror in this book, but the author has highlighted some very small things that we all do in our lives. Along with this, he also pointed out a few changes that if we implement them in our lives can give us remarkable results. This book teaches how leading a successful life and being a good leader does not mean making huge changes. Instead, it all boils down to smaller changes that are observed and implemented. Covey has shared 7 habits in this book that can completely change the course of direction of one's life. Number 3. Good to Great by Jim Collins. Along with being a remarkable author, James C. Collins, known by his pen name Jim Collins, has devoted his life to being a consultant for company growth, business management, and company sustainability. This Stanford graduate co-authored quite a few books, but the one that still is at the top of the pyramid is Good to Great. Good to Great is a book that was written after a research project of Collins that took him 5 years, a whole team of people, and lots of interviews and computer data. The author has summed up his years of findings and learnings in this book. It teaches readers how one company surpasses the others, gets amazing results and success, and even maintains it for years. The book also provides the findings of the author's research that answers all the how and why questions. The author has also described the 7 characteristics that can take a company from good to great. Number 2. Lean In, Women, Work, and the Will to Lead by Sheryl Sandberg. From Facebook and Google to work for the U.S. government, Sheryl Sandberg has accomplished many things in her life. This Harvard graduate has compiled all of her years of learning into this amazing book that we are going to talk about just now. Lean In, Women, Work, and the Will to Lead is one of those books that stir the interest of people, especially women, from across the globe. In this book, Sheryl has accumulated all of the things that working women face, from not getting the deserved raise to juggling work and home life. The author has shared her own working experience working at some of the most renowned companies in the world, and how her will to lead got her to make her own name in male-dominated fields. The reason why this book is a must-read is that instead of forcing unrealistic ideas on working women, the author has used an understanding tone combined with realistic ideas that make it easier for women to lead their work lives side by side with their home lives. Number 1. Extreme Ownership: How U.S. Navy SEALs Lead and Win by Jocko Willink. Jocko Willink is an amazing writer who has also served in the Navy SEALs. The man has used his voice numerous times to help people understand the art of leadership on this podcast. He has also written multiple books on leadership, such as The Dichotomy of Leadership. One of his best writings is Extreme Ownership: How U.S. Navy SEALs Lead and Win. The author has shared his own journey when he got deployed to one of the most violent battles of his life in Iraq. He has gone into detail about the principles that helped his unit accomplish the most difficult missions, and has also shared how those principles can be applied to any team. The good thing about this book is that instead of only highlighting the major principles in a few words, Jocko has dedicated entire chapters to discussing each principle. Therefore, with the perfect description of their importance and application, it gets easier to take the textbook words and apply them to real-life situations. Along with these principles, he has also provided a two-word answer to all the difficult leadership situations, taking ownership. Everyone struggles with the role of leadership every once in a while, especially if you are always in situations where people look up to you to lead them. The 10 books that were just shared in this video are some of the best books that will provide you with answers and solutions to help you become a better leader. If this video helps you find the next book you are going to read, then like and share this video. Let me know in comment section on what type of books I should cover in my next video. Also, if you read one of the books mentioned in this video, share your review or thoughts with us. Subscribe this channel for more such awesome videos. Thanks for watching.